Hello everyone, I'm Damian from Enactus KU Leuven and I'll talk about our project Loopbox. I'll first start with some background information. So today, the global plastic consumption has reached a level at which the plastic waste has an enormous impact on the environment. As much as 13 million tons per year is disposed in the environment, and most of it ends up in bodies of water like seas and oceans. That plastic waste can take more than 400 years to break down. In addition to that, it burdens governments with big costs for remediation of the damage to the environment. Less than 30% of all plastic waste is recycled, and even less so for the types of plastic used in the takeaway industry. Takeaway industry is growing fast, which will lead to an even bigger increase in single-use plastic waste generation. In addition to those ecological aspects, Europe will soon be facing strict policy measures in the use of disposable plastics, which will lead to a drastic impact on the takeaway service and all of its stakeholders. Our vision is to set up partnerships with restaurants and companies that offer delivery services in order to implement reusable food containers for different kinds of products without the loss of convenience. So how do we envision it? In the first case, the customer orders a meal directly at the restaurant. The customer pays a deposit and gets the meal in a reusable food container. After the meal, he or she cleans the container, and then the container can be brought back to the original restaurant or any other restaurant participating in the project. The customer either gets the deposit back or exchanges the container when ordering a new meal. Then the containers are properly cleaned in the restaurants. The alternative for the restaurants without a dishwasher would be to offer washing service from our side, which would also open some positions for the people with the distance to the labor market. In the second case, we utilize an app. When ordering via the app, the customer pays a deposit. The courier delivers the meal in a reusable food container to the customer. The customer cleans the container after the meal, but the customer now has more options as the container can be brought back to the original restaurant or another participating restaurant by himself or herself, the same as in the previous example, or via the delivery system, which means when the customer orders another meal, the courier could take the old box with him or her. And then the containers are properly cleaned in the restaurants or via our washing service. Current solutions in Belgium include Recircle, a spin-off from the Swiss brand, which make their own boxes. We like their approach of having different shapes for different types of meals, and they work with different restaurants, and their containers can be returned to any other participating restaurants, similar to the first case that we mentioned previously. The other solution is Tiffin, where people depend on their own initiative as they need to buy the metal containers and then pick up the meal themselves. Also, as the containers are made of metal, they cannot be heated up in the microwave, which adds even bigger downsides to convenience. After our interviews, we came to a conclusion that the biggest problems are a very low return rate of the containers and difficulties in convincing small restaurants to participate. This could be mitigated by raising awareness about the benefits of reusing versus recycling via workshops in collaborations with the city of Leuven. Also, the biggest downside of the reusable container companies is that there is no delivery system. So why are we unique? Current models rely on customers picking up their own meals with their own containers. The reusable takeaway containers still haven't been fully implemented in the takeaway industry, and we offer no sacrifice in the convenience aspect of ordering food from home while still being able to take care of the environment. On the other end, for our partners, it would not only be eco-friendly from the start, but after just a few reuses, the restaurants would actually cut costs when compared to purchasing single-use containers. Our impact can be measured in terms of lower generation of plastic waste, leading to less environmental pollution. Lower costs for the restaurants on the long run when compared to the single-use plastics, making it easier for them to keep their businesses more sustainable. Another point for a potential social impact would be to provide work opportunity to people with the distance to the labor market in the washing service that we would offer. The timeline of our projects looked like this. So we held our first meeting in October 2019, followed by brainstorming sessions about the project in November and December. Then we intensively worked on our idea from February 2020. And in March and April, we participated in Kick Challenge by KU Leuven, where we made it to the final round. At the moment, we are facing corona difficulties, the same as everyone, and the biggest impact that it had on our project is that the finances of the restaurants have been destabilized, which makes them less eager to invest, and that was also expressed in a lower response to our surveys. As of lately, we're investigating other potential sectors in which we can implement our idea, such as bigger businesses, cafeterias, or hospitals. The following steps include further research and finding an adequate business model, getting in touch with manufacturers of plastic containers complying with high sustainability standards, and setting up a pilot project in Leuven, and on the long run to partner up with a delivery company such as Deliveroo. I'd like to end this presentation with a slide of our team, and thank you for your attention.